Looking to transform your family game nights? At Perfectly Picked Games, we specialize in family games that bring everyone closer. Our games aren't just fun. Kids and teens will learn how to take turns, develop basic strategy skills, and understand the thrill of winning and grace of losing. With our exclusive gift of games, you can give months of gaming excitement to your family. Choose a 3-month or 6-month gift, and we'll deliver hand-picked family games to your doorstep every month. And here's the best part. Right now, you can use the promo code GOLDENMOJO and receive 20% off your selected plan. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Use promo code GOLDENMOJO and save 20% today at Perfectly Picked Games.
Emperor, hey, keep Hot Fuzz out your mouth. If you have not seen the movie, do not give it any flack whatsoever. I do not want to hear it from you and your arthritic, body-ridden. Just be quiet. Watch the movie. It's on. I got it on the Vudu for you, brother. Watch it. Watch it. It literally is kind of, sort of, maybe the best one of the trilogy. Okay? Because if you don't like that one, you won't like the other two at all. Okay? Plain and simple. Gunner, brother, man, I didn't know you wanted to be on the Cornetto trilogy episode. Did not know that.
I mean, I'm happy you got to do it with your group that you want to do it with, so it's all good.
Well, there's been talks that we need to redo it.
Yeah, probably not a bad idea.
We'll give it another 2 years then, I guess.
Yeah. Wait till year 5 of the Call Guys.
Logan, brother, my guy. 2 things for you. A Bruin, the Boston Bruins. It's a bear. The Boston Bruins mascot is a bear. You're welcome.
The Bruins.
You're welcome. Logan, another thing. I just want you to know that my efficient services can also be provided for your wedding. If you feel like the one you have in charge of your wedding right now isn't the guy for you, you just let me know and I'll step in. I will step in for you and I will lead this group to victory. The guy you got there, I'm worried. I am worried about your guest. You should tell every one of your guests when you send out the wedding invitations to do leg lifts 2 weeks ahead of the wedding, so that way they will be able to withstand the torturous heat and standing in the heat. Okay? I think that would be a really nice touch on your wedding invitation. Just gonna throw that out there.
Or just give everybody a sign that says you may be seated.
Everyone just holds up a sign. Oh, how funny would that be?
Just points
on
it right
everybody's chair. Oh, that would
hold
be
this
awesome.
up after the bride.
Yes, it says on the back. It says, "Hold this up after the bride holds the groom's hands."
Yeah,
that would be awesome. Get it done.
Do it.
Who the heck is Brittany? What's she talking about? Who is that? Was that your cousin?
Yeah.
What the heck, man? She bad mouthing me all of a sudden out of nowhere.
I missed
her sound and your sound from that episode down there was just not very good.
Oh,
okay. Sounded like you were talking all the way back here, man.
Well, that was the setup. We were in the shop and we were sitting pretty far from. We had 2 mics. Logan
obviously
had a mic, and
obviously very far away from a mic.
Yeah. Yep.
Next thing, Emperor, on your Indiana Golden Queens podcast that you got on where you celebrate a football team with felons on it, almost convicted felons. I think if you're gonna say Rashid Rice, you should at least throw in his 8 pending charges. Okay. And I just love that the fact that they're gonna wait until after the season to get this all cleared up. Isn't that convenient for you guys? Your right tackle, I swear to the good Lord above, if he doesn't get set before every play, good Lord, how what is that? Is that not illegal formation? We're not even talking about him lining up in the backfield next to the running backs. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about being completely set for a second. Okay? Every time the ball snaps, you know when it's coming because he gets a little giddy up in his hitch. Okay? And then the play goes. And it's like, how does that not get called? I watched football all day last Sunday and college football. You know what I noticed? Nobody does that move ever. Nobody. That is not a common practice. That is because your guy is slow and he's fat and he can't anticipate better than just cheating the game of football. And you're going to be like, oh, well, it's part of the game. Oh, it's the official's job. Make the call.
I've been wanting to get rid of that guy for 2 years now.
Why? Why get rid of him? Come playoff time, it won't matter. It won't matter. Don't worry. Don't worry. The fix is already in. The fix is already in. And another thing, Golden Jay, I was listening. Another thing that drives me a little bit crazy about you. You've got to stick to a point, and you need to ride that wave until it goes the whole time, aka the whole episode. Okay. You go and you give a real good hot take on Lamar Jackson. I can tell you don't like him. And then your cohort comes in and gives a very level-headed take on Lamar Jackson. And then it's like you almost back off from that. Brother, man, if you're going to stay up here with Lamar, you stay up here with him, okay? You don't come down. No. You stay up here. You're welcome for the free advice.
All the way
okay?
up.
You are welcome, sir. I've done everything I can to help your show and the empire. I think that's it for now. Gunner, brother, let's get this over with. Let's do this.
I absolutely love Miley Cyrus.
Give me some sugar.
Say hello.
I see you coming down the
What's
aisle.
up there, call
Break
boys?
me in the mouth. Yes. You have failed.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Call Guys podcast. I'm Gunner, also known as Chico Noise, two-time podcast host, and alongside me, as always, it's Juan Barker 43.
Barker.
Sorry, looking at all this
Oh,
Blink 182 stuff behind you. Only thing I can think is Travis Barker.
big shout out for this gift. I was talking to Gunner at Jared's daughter's 1-year-old birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats, Lowen. Glad you made it a year with your parents. Stay strong. Gunner goes, hey man, I got 2 things for you. And I knew one was gonna be my Blink 182 concert shirt that I'm repping right now. Shout out Frankie Vegas, brother. I hope you feel better, man. Hope you're doing better. Hope spirits are high, man. And I hope everything works out for you, man.
Yep.
Thinking about you.
When you're done, you can go use those Wally Bucks. Kidding.
Oh gosh.
Hopefully that made you laugh.
Come on. Come on. Oh man. And Gunner comes out, he gives me my shirt. I was pumped. And next thing I know, he hands me this huge box. It's probably like 2 foot by 1.5 foot long. And I'm like, what the heck's in this thing? And what do I got? I got the Enema of the State Funko Pop. Blink 182 boys, which everybody, I don't know if you guys know, it's from the What's My Age Again music video where they are nude in the video, and it's been redone a couple times by some different bands, but they were the first. And it has the album cover art on one side and the boys on the other. So Gunner, man, brother, I appreciate you so much, man. Where the heck did you get that thing?
It was at an antique shop in Louisiana.
Nice.
We were walking through, and the emperor's like, "Hey, you see that?" I was like, "Yeah, Colton needs that." Couldn't pass it up.
Hey man,
took up way too much room in the car on the way home. Yeah,
I could just see it packed and be like, "Yeah, we got to leave something behind."
It was in the back window so everybody could see it on the way. Then you have Blink 182 Funko Pops on the back of his car. Yep.
Man, that album art looks familiar. She looks familiar.
Yeah. No, it was such a random find, and I was like, "Yep." It's one of those things that I don't think I've ever seen that box, that Funko Pop box.
No,
I'm sure I've seen it like online or something, but
yeah. No, it's cool, man. I appreciate it. It'll stay up there for I don't know how long.
I never looked it up either. It might be worth some money. Who knows? The box is a little beat up, but
yeah, I'm okay.
You never know, brother. Might be like a one of 250 or something.
Hey, man, I'm just saying, if any of them go, the price goes up.
That's not, we don't like to think that way.
I know we don't, but hey, man, things happen.
Well, with them, lots of things have happened. So,
I know, man. They just released part two of their One More Time album. It is okay. There's
yeah,
a
I
reason why it
have
was
not
on the
listened to it.
second part.
Yeah, yeah,
There was maybe about two and a half good ones in there.
sounds about
Um,
right.
but yeah.
Speaking of, what you watching? What you listening to?
Well, you know what I'm listening to? New Blink. So
New Blake?
yeah. Um, watching these days. What am I watching these days? Oh, we are so far behind. We need to watch Only Murders.
Yeah,
Um, football.
lots of football.
Lots of football. Got it on Thursday nights. I don't have it on, so don't worry.
You don't have it on. Who wants to watch the Bills Dolphins though?
Oh, my, see, my family, my uncle and my father-in-law are fish fans,
Fishies.
and so they're definitely paying attention. And the Bills always beat the fish, and it's always something they talk about, and they just can never beat Buffalo, and blah 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 blah. And
Both teams always start out 1-0. One of them's gonna
hmm
lose.
oh yeah, so um, let's see, Modern Family, and my wife has been watching iCarly, the new one.
Nice.
So
Actually, not bad.
yeah, I've been poking my head in and out
Yeah.
every once in a while, and yeah, they don't seem that bad.
No, I agree. We watched most of it. We haven't watched the newest season, but I
Well,
enjoyed it.
that's what happened. So we found out we had Paramount Plus. So my wife's like, "Well, let's just see if we want to keep it." Blah 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 blah. So she goes and she gets on. Oh, hi Carly, and she just goes play. No big deal. And it starts off really really weird. We're like, man, we feel like we've missed something. Oh yeah, that's right. Started on the new season.
Ah, yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, man, that's what we've been watching. I'm on halfway through A New Hope.
Nice.
Um, I believe the Death Star. I'm at the part where the Death Star is getting ready to um get rid of Alderaan.
Oh, okay. Not the so the Death Star's not going bang bang. The
No, no,
Alderaan's
no,
about
no.
to go
We're
bang bang.
Alderaan's about to go bang bang because they were gonna they were gonna show the power of the Death Star
Yeah.
to Leia, and my thought is, well, she was right next to the island, the planet that the Death Star players were on that they blew up. I might be missing something, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure she would have saw that.
Probably saw that.
But hey, don't worry, Disney Star Wars, you can do whatever you
They
want.
write it. Yep. They write it how they want to write it.
Jog on.
Yeah. Hmm.
What are you watching, brother? What do you listen to these days?
Watching. Just like I gotta get Only Murders knocked out. I gotta get that 90s show knocked out. I gotta get well, Agatha's coming out here next week. This week, which comes out on Monday.
Gosh.
Um, man, there's just so much on the list, but we are stuck watching One Tree Hill, enjoying every minute of it. I actually don't know why, but I just really enjoy that show.
Hmm.
Um, haven't really watched a whole lot of movies either. Um, football, of course. It's that it's that time of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Soups and football and some
Man,
grilling on the side.
brother, it ain't soup season. It is
It
too dang
we
hot
had it.
out.
We had a couple days over the weekend that was like we could do soup. Like it was like low mid 60s, and it was like I could eat some soup.
Man, I got
It's
that
coming though.
weekend. I got that weekend and I was like, yes, I am here. I am ready. And it's going to be like 80s for like the next 15 days here. I'm like,
Yeah,
are you kidding me?
yeah, yeah. It's kind of nuts that we get a little bit of false fall going on there, but it's all good. It's all good. It'll come.
I fall for it every year.
Yep. Listening to what is it? What's the album called? A Whole New Sound. I don't know if you listen to any of that.
Yep.
The Disney pop or Disney
Pop punk.
goes punk.
Yeah, nope. We
Really
listened to it.
fun. Really fun. Some good, some really good ones, some okay ones, and some
I
ones.
I need to understand the process on how they picked who they picked.
I know.
Because there was one song I was like, man, Avril Lavigne would have killed this song, and I can't remember what song it was.
I'm sure. I'm sure if I looked, I knew would know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, but yeah, we listened to that album too. That was good.
Yeah, it's really fun. It is. There's some yellow card on there, plain white tee, simple plan. I mean, just some random.
I think Bowling for Soup is on there.
I don't. Yes, yeah. Bowling for Soup is on there.
Okay. Yeah, because my wife, she was like, "Hey, try to guess the band." So I'm going through the bands, and I'm like, I got none of them right until the last one. She
Yeah.
goes, "You've guessed this band." I'm like, "Bowling for Soup." She goes, "Yep," and I go, "That didn't even sound like them."
Yeah. Well, like plain white tees, you're listening to it and you're like, it doesn't sound like them at all. Well, they are, 20 years older than when they had their hits. So,
I know that's like the thing that like I had to keep reminding myself. Like Yellow Card was like the only one on there that kind of was still somewhat relevant
yeah.
to
Yep.
news, like making new stuff. And
Well, that's kind of the cool thing about listen or watching One Tree Hill too is like, that was early to late 2000s
mm-hmm.
and you get a lot of that punk pop
Pop
music.
punk,
Yeah, that's
the cool kids thought it was cool, and
yeah. So you get a lot there's so much like it's like nostalgic music coming out of that show. And I think that might be part of the reason why I really do enjoy it. I mean, Gavin DeGraw does the intro to that and that song just gets trapped in your head. But
nice.
what else? Still listening to that audio series I've been listening to, so that's fun. About
Mm.
500 episodes in. It just keeps getting better. Can't stop. I'm hooked.
I think what we need to do, Gunner, is
Hmm.
re-listen to Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, for real. So we can finally just do the episode. Yeah, I
We'll
agree.
get. I'll get with Jordan.
You just want to, he just reread them and we'll
Uh,
re-listen.
well, I think he took notes.
Oh, he marked up the books. Just
I don't know if
highlighting
he marked
things.
up his book, but
Yeah, I agree. I think we should just to get back into it.
hmm.
But yeah, now that I don't have my Sirius XM anymore, I listen to a lot more random stuff than
Oh,
because usually it used
yeah.
to be I just get in the car and it's already Sirius XM and I'm listening to Octane and listening to all the bands I love and I got rid of it. Now it's like 107.3 and I'm like,
Hello,
this the
darkness, my old
yeah, for real.
friend.
How many times do you hear that song in a week? Probably like 35.
Oh my
5 times
gosh.
a day, every
Well,
day.
okay, so I got a good story. So we're going to the birthday party this
Hmm.
past Sunday. And I was, Bears game was at 1. The first half the Bears were just absolute trash. And I was just completely saddened and downtrodden. And I was gonna give him the third quarter to give me some hope. So I turned it on Sirius XM to the Bears station because I know they have a Bears broadcast and they have a Titans broadcast.
Hmm.
And I didn't want to listen to that dang Titans broadcast.
100%.
So I get the Bears one and we're listening to it. And oh my gosh, they are fantastic to listen to. Just a
Nice.
great fun listen. They said my wife would just look at me and goes, "What are they talking about?" I was like, "Football. They're talking about football."
Are they goofy? Are they goofy?
Oh, they're super goofy.
Nice. That's fun.
Super, super goofy. They were fantastic though.
That's always why I've liked Mitch Holtis that does all the announcing for the Chiefs because he's so far fetched and random and just like everything he says is like it's a reference to something or he just uses these random words or these random like metaphors and
I still believe,
so
and
good.
I think it's going to come to in college, maybe college first, and hopefully the professionals. I don't know, but I know that you can do it in the NBA realm, and you probably can do it in the NFL. But I would want to listen to my team's broadcast because they'll be a little bit homery. And they're going to say if a Bears player missed a block, they're going to point that Bears player missing a block and why they shouldn't have missed a block.
Hmm.
Like they're going to be very confrontational and very one sided. And that's what I want.
Yep.
And I think they should do that in college sports. And I know they do it in the NBA. And if we can just figure out a way to get that in the NFL, man, I'm there. I don't know how much extra I got to pay for it, but
How many times in a weekend do I have to watch Chris Collinsworth?
oh my gosh, that's like the worst part about like opening week of football is Collinsworth's voice. Ugh.
Yes. By the end of the season, you're kind of used to it and done. You're like, you just kind of block him out. But the first game of the season, when it's him, you're like punching
Yeah,
yourself.
if NBC ever gets the rights to the Super Bowl, it's gonna suck.
Yeah. I'll just wait.
Don't say that.
Yeah, that's the worst part about football. Joe Buck and Chris Collinsworth.
Just give me the guys. Just give me my guys. The guys that have been with the team all preseason. Give me those guys. That's what I want to listen to.
I did not listen to Tom Brady though. I don't know how he did.
I didn't either. I heard mixed reviews. Um, but I don't know. I was kind of hoping to see that game just so I can listen to him. So
He'll be on again. He'll probably every week, right? I'm assuming he'll do a game every week. He's working with who? Fox?
yeah, he's Fox. Yeah,
That's yeah.
because I
Tom
think
Brady
Fox
is
doesn't.
Fox Sports.
I was gonna say, doesn't Fox usually have like NFL Game of the Week?
Yeah, yep,
Yeah, so
pretty sure.
he'll be prime time.
Prime
More than
time
likely.
Tom. He's always been prime time Tom, so why not just make him more prime time Tom?
Yeah, man, count the rings, brother.
Count him. Yeah.
Gosh.
What else going on? Anything exciting?
I got a wedding. Got a wedding this weekend.
A wedding?
Yep, a good old wedding up in Michigan.
Yeah,
Yep,
I kind of
that
love
would
it.
probably been a good time. Stayed at my dad's. Then we got 1 year pictures Sunday.
Yeah, it's coming so fast.
Bree made this really, really, really cool
I saw the
decor for it.
picture.
She
It is
worked
pretty sweet.
super, super hard on it.
Yeah.
So I really hope it. I hope it lasts until the birthday party.
Is it real flowers?
No,
Okay, I was gonna say. I was gonna
them
say
ain't
if it was
real.
real flowers, that's not gonna last. But
No, but they look great. They look fantastic.
oh,
I'm
it
sure
did, yeah,
they'll be on the old Facebook.
yeah. The picture it looked great. I was like,
Hmm.
dang, she's crafty.
She
She's a
is
crafty one.
she is super crafty.
Yeah, I've seen some of the things she's made. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I'm pretty excited about that, man. We got this weekend. Anything?
This is our don't do anything weekend. We got the Emperor and the Rocker Chick's dog, Ozzy boy. He'll be here with us at the house. My niece and nephew both have soccer games Saturday morning, so that'll probably be where we end up at.
Hmm.
But more to come on that one. That just depends on when we decide to get the dog. So,
Makes sense.
um, but yeah, that's it. It's kind of gonna be a relaxing weekend. Maybe we'll catch up on shows. And I gotta do some
Nice.
work down here. And yeah, that's pretty
Nice,
much it.
nice.
Pretty gonna lead a boring weekend, which is all right with me. But yeah, we've talked about doing our 1 year pictures for Sophia. We're gonna do them ourselves and
Mm-hmm.
as per usual. Um, so that's kind of in the plans. We want to do like a early morning photo shoot, but um, but yeah, that 1 year is coming up. We're a little over a month away, and you're a little over 2 weeks away.
Yep.
I love seeing all three of the little ones together though.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
great.
Josie is killing me with those pictures.
Yeah,
You could
you could.
tell she is the second child in a
Mhm.
family, and her personality with those two was just ringleader.
Yeah, she was the wild one.
Oh gosh.
So somebody in that group is going to be the one that says we have to follow the rules. The other one's going to want to break the rules, and the other one's just going to be wild. And Josie's definitely going to be the wild one.
Yeah, she's gonna definitely be the one like, well, what are you doing thinking about it? Just go do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
She'll be
blows my
coming
mind.
back from breaking the rules.
Yeah, she'll be the one that says It was. Should be pointing fingers. Yeah.
I hope not.
Who knows? Um, no emails this week. So if you're listening to this episode and you've listened to the last 120,
30.
130 episodes, send us an email. Let us know what you think of the pod. Haven't heard from anybody in a while, so we'd love to hear from you. thecallguyspodcast@gmail.com. Send us an email. We'll read it off on here. We'd love to get some more guests on, people that we haven't talked to.
Always.
Let us know. Just let us know. But yeah. Colton, question of the pod.
Yeah, man. What you got?
Um, so I'm driving home from work today,
Okay.
and um, I don't know where I should start this story because
Well, you've already started, brother.
I know I'm trying to think where I should start this story. I'm gonna just start it with what happened today, and then I'll give a preface to the question, and then what happened to me. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm driving on six, going 60 whatever miles an hour, and I see a tail fly up through the air. I had to have been at least 6 feet in the air, or it was above my car. I know that much. And it comes down, lands right in front of my hood, and all I hear is squirrel.
Squirrel?
Yeah, dude, thing just came out of
Oh,
nowhere off the side of the
gosh.
road and just
Okay.
perfect landing spot. So my question, what is the worst thing you've ever hit with your car? Could be, I'm saying like inanimate objects, animals, people. I don't know.
I don't think I've hit any people.
I've never hit a person either, so
Um, I think I have hit a deer.
never hit a deer.
I wanted to get out and smoke that thing. But the problem was is that I'm pretty sure that deer was bigger than the car I was currently driving at the time. So I probably ruined its night more than it ruined my night.
Yeah.
Um, let's see what else. I've probably hit a raccoon.
Mm-hmm.
I know I've hit an opossum.
Yep.
Um, and I think I've hit a couple birds.
Oh, I've hit so many birds.
Yeah.
That's one of those. My car is the color of the sky. So
Yeah,
birds think
you're
they're just flying into the sky. They'll just right off my windshield.
I don't have that problem, but
All the time, dude. All the time.
now the real question is are you a swerver or are you a tried and true?
So I will swerve a skunk any day. Usually the car that hits the skunk doesn't get the spray. But like if there's already a dead skunk in the road,
Yeah.
I'm not driving over it because
No,
if
no.
it was just hit, that thing's gonna get right up in there. And you're gonna smell like you just came from Michigan for the next 4 days. um no, so I'm not really a swerver. If I've always been taught there's a deer, swerve at the deer, turn towards the deer because most likely the deer is running, just an angle. You're gonna cross its path instead of
Never
it. Yeah.
never thought of
If the
that.
deer is running and you see it running towards the road and across and you have time to react, turn towards it a little bit, and then the odds are you'll miss it.
I just slow down.
If you're close, slam on your brakes. I have slammed on my brakes, but I don't swerve.
Yeah, I don't swerve
Like
either.
the squirrel today was like a split second. I just saw it fly through the air. Like I've never seen a squirrel like jump that high off
Want
of
to
the
end its
ground.
life?
And it was suicidal at that moment. It just went oof.
Can you take me
I'm s- I'm
higher?
6 feet in the air and I'm thinking,
Maybe 6 feet is too far up.
oh, don't. Okay. So do you want to hear mine?
That's great. I like that. Okay, what's this? What's the rest of this?
Mine is one of the worst things that ever happened in my life.
Oh,
Maybe not one of the worst things, but one of the like worst feelings I've ever had in my life.
okay.
So when we were living in Plymouth, we were leaving to go to we were going to my parents to do something, and then we actually had something else we were going to after that. And I think we were dropping the dog off, and we were driving down, don't remember the name of the street, Pennsylvania Street, I think. It's like a cross street that goes through there. So it's a 35-mile-an-hour road. I think I was going 30, and there's a stop sign, some apartments, and we're driving, and Sarah goes, "Rabbit," and no time to react. I'm only going 30 miles an hour, but that thing was speeding, and all I hear is right, and then I
Hmm.
just hear screams from both sides outside. The family that was in the apartments and the family that was across the street must have been related. I don't know. It was a dog right in front of them. Yeah, dude, it was so bad. Sarah's just in tears. I get out of the car. The lady says, "Just go, just go. Don't get out. Don't know how they're gonna react. Just drive." So hop back in the car and left. Then had to think about it the rest of the night. And then I hit a squirrel today, and I was like, you know what? That's a squirrel's problem. After you've hit somebody else's pet, you don't care about a wild animal.
I go a little bit of a different way. Um, I hope that it's anything besides a kid.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't
Like if I'm in any type of residential area and I hit something and I or something's around and I like see something dart in front of me or anything like that, I'm like, please. I always say I say it like this. I say, please be a dog.
Oh
I'd
yeah,
rather
100%.
I
Yeah.
would 110% rather hit a dog, back up over it, and go over it again with their children standing there next to it, watching it happen, than to hit a child.
Yeah. I agree. I agree on that one. Maybe not to that
Like,
full extent. I don't think I'd back over it again, but like I would, yeah, I would take the dog over the kids any day, but still I've
still, like number two,
knock on wood.
if there is a number two,
Yeah. It's
but
somebody's
it
dog
will it
right in
make
front
you
of them.
cry? Yes, this number two will definitely make you
Oh,
cry.
every time. I don't think I did cry. I think I was just in shock because of like the literal like blood curdling screams that were coming from both sides of the road. And it didn't like hit me in the moment until I was like a couple miles down the road and I was like, that sucks.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah. So there you go, Call Guys listeners. What's the worst
Wow.
thing you've ever hit with your car? Send us an
Wow.
email, callguyspodcast@gmail.com. If it's a squirrel, skunk, deer, horse, cow,
I don't
bull.
know if the statute of limitations is still good. If you say this over the podcast via
Yeah.
an email, I don't know.
Light
Any lawyers
pole.
out there, let us know at the callguyspodcast@gmail.com.
If you confess to a crime, I can't promise we won't turn you in.
Or show up to court and be a part of the defense or the
We do have in written form printed emails from like no, no. I
sir, how
just
did you get this? Callguyspodcast@gmail.com.
yes,
Yeah, so we do a podcast, just always start it with the email. Start the phrase off with the email and then
yeah.
with the email. That'd be
The Call Guys
hysterical.
podcast@gmail.com.
So here's what happened.
Yes. No. So yeah, there you go. Send us your answers. I love actually like I'm sure there's some funny ones out there too. I'm sure there's some sad ones. And I'm sure there's some
I'm sure there's a big
middle
mixed
ground.
bag.
Oh yeah. Like a mailbox or like a like I hit a I don't know, a
Yeah.
boulder. That's a nice boulder.
That's a nice boulder.
All right, question of the pod. Check. Top
I think
three. Oh,
I think we have some film news.
oh,
Do you want to roll the music right here, brother?
yeah, I got you.
Hit it.
What do you do that?
It pains me to say this, but we knew this day would come, and this day comes for everybody. James Earl Jones
Oh,
has
I was
passed
gonna,
away.
I was gonna say I'm excited. Colton brought film news, and then he brings this one.
Brought a downer, brother.
Yeah.
Brought a downer. Yes, the great voice that is Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Um, what 96? Just
Yeah.
the dude lived a life. Um, just man, I think a little bit of every bit. This is what really spurred me to want to get through the Rogue One.
So
Essentially, it's
you
just
could
so I could
get
get
to
to
some.
A New Hope.
Yep.
And um man, he did so many great movies. We've got The Lion King, you got him in Field of Dreams, and just countless others with his just that voice is iconic.
Beautiful.
And I would hope that we get to continue to hear that voice in some way, shape, or form. Um, Mufasa, that movie that's coming out, the new Disney one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go. Curious to see
Well,
what happens there. Um,
mm, me too.
so, um, yeah, and actually, one of my favorite movie scenes, I believe it's gonna be an honorable mention. He's in it, and
All right.
it's just man, dude was an icon and a legend. He will be missed, but I also believe he lived a good life, and he definitely got to experience life to the fullest.
I had the clip from Big Bang Theory where him and Sheldon, he's in the restaurant and Sheldon comes and walks up to him and sits down.
Yeah.
And he doesn't sit down. He just stands there and stares at him. And he's like, ask him all these questions. He's like, I'm assuming you like Star Wars. And he just shakes his head. And he's like, I like Star Wars too. And they sit down together. It's just a great scene, and shows how playful and fun he was. I'm sure he was a super laid back and cool guy. And yeah, he will
I
definitely
think
be.
I mean I think one of my favorite characters he is in Field of Dreams. He gets you with the grumpy old man, and then he
Mm-hmm.
hits you with like the fun friend, and then at the end he hits you square in the face with the feels,
The
and
feels.
bam. So yeah, James Earl Jones, brother, you lived a life. I'm glad you lived it to the fullest.
That's right. That is right. All right. Are you ready?
Let's bring it back up.
Let's bring it back up. See that's I don't know. This is top three movie scenes. Here in a few episodes, we're gonna do top three opening scenes to movies. Um, when I was going through trying to think of what scenes I wanted to pick, I tried to stay away from the wall. I wanted to try to stay away. I didn't fully do it.
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah,
I tried to
100%.
not pick anything that I've talked at nauseum
Yes.
about.
Yes. Um, and I tried to go for things that hit the feels a little bit more, not like things that gave me good feelings or
Mm-hmm.
like really like made you like think or just like nostalgic things or things that built up, you know. Um, so it's kind of all over the place, and I don't know that it's a good list. I think my honorable mentions are pretty good, but I guess my honorable mentions hit the wall. They hit the wall hard. So, um,
That's good.
but yeah, we're gonna do it in typical call guys fashion. 3, 2, honorable mentions, one. And Colton,
What up, though?
I'll let you go first.
All right, man. Number three. Tough one. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I'm gonna go with Fight Club, where we find out who Tyler Durden really is. That whole scene when he's beating the crap out of himself in his boss's office, and he's breaking down in his head everything that's like, oh, I might be crazy, you
Yeah.
know. And then it is a flashback through the whole movie about he was really the guy, doing everything. And it was to me that plot twist that you didn't see coming at all. and it's just the way how the movie ends was just phenomenal. Fight Club, very very good movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Go watch it.
Um, especially if you're of age. If you're a younger child, make sure your parents give you the okay. I doubt they'll give it, but they might watch it with you.
I
I
don't
don't
know,
know.
nowadays, since kids watch whatever they want, right?
Yeah, it's probably somewhat true.
Yes.
Anywho, um, but yeah, I love that. I love that whole scene when he is figuring out that I might be a little unstable, so to speak. So that's my number three, brother. What's yours?
Um, Probably one of the greatest moments in Star Wars movie history. Something that we've talked about quite a bit. Just this moment in The Phantom Menace, and that is Duel of Fates. And just the whole thing leading up to Qui-Gon dying and then Obi-Wan killing Darth Maul, or not killing, slicing Darth Maul in half. And
Oh, he's dead. Maul is dead.
not dead. Anybody that falls down a hole in Star Wars lives. You better believe it. But no, just like that's one of those scenes that like you hear the music, you know the music.
Mm.
You watch the scene and it's the sword fighting's not great or the saber fighting's not great, but and it is good. But just like that whole build up to Obi-Wan having to, stop and watch and stop and watch and stop and watch, and then the great music starts playing, and then his master dies, and it's just one of those scenes that you just never forget. You look forward to when you're watching Phantom Menace after you watch pod racing, you're ready for Duel of Fates. And it might be part of the reason that Phantom Menace is, if you had to rate Star Wars movies, do you put Phantom Menace in the top five or do you put it in the top three? Like just because of those scenes and how important they are and how good they are. But yeah, Duel of Fates.
I think that's a great point. When you do rank the Star Wars movies, it's you know what movie has a better scene than Duel of Fates?
Yeah,
What movie has pod racing? Pod racing at that time was just
I would
so
love,
awesome.
I would love to watch just a Star Wars racing show, just all about
dude,
pod racing.
dude, if only there was like a TV network that could make a series on it.
Disney would ruin it.
Oh gosh, you're so right.
It wouldn't be pod racing. It'd probably be like actual race cars.
Oh, don't say it. Okay, bad idea. Bad idea. What if HBO did it?
That would be good. That'd be good.
I'd be
And we
on board.
now that we know they can't make another Star Wars game, right? They might as well try to make another TV show.
Oh, I had hopes for that game.
Yeah,
I
I
actually
heard
saw a
bad.
side by side with Battlefront 1 driving physics and, in this new Star Wars game, Battlefront way better.
Dang, that's
How?
crazy.
How?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
All right, Cole. You're number two. Does it make you cry?
man. I don't know if it makes me cry, but it definitely made me cheer. And it's a simple phrase that a man was standing and heard on your left. That is Infinity War when Cap has gone his rounds with Thanos, not necessarily him getting um Thor's hammer. I'm
I
terrible
knew
with names.
it.
I will not pronounce it. But Thor's hammer, he gets Thor's hammer.
Mjolnir. Mjolnir.
Mjolnir, Thor's hammer,
Yes.
and he hears Sam and he goes on your left and the sling ring circles just start popping out and everybody comes out and man, that was phenomenal to see in theaters. That moment was
I
great.
know.
Everybody cheered. I cheered. Um, an all-time great scene was them coming back and getting back into the fight against Thanos. So yeah, my number two is that simple line. I just love it. Is on your left. Great callback.
Perfect callback.
and perfect person to deliver it. And it was just everything about that scene I just loved until certain parts. So
Yeah, there are a lot of I going back and watching Endgame and then seeing right after that where the big fight starts and there's this odd cut. And if you go back and watch it, you'll see it, right? Now that if you've never seen it, now that I'm mentioning it, you'll see it. It's like it just jumps and they're already like all clashing. It's really weird. It reminds me of something that they would have done in Lord of the Rings and it would have been like fighting air. But no, it's for real. Every time I watch that scene, it just makes it kind of loses the movie a little bit. You kind of lose that like
yeah,
coolness, I
no, I
guess.
get it. I get it. I'm with you 100%. I will probably definitely notice it the next time
You
I
will
watch
notice
it.
it, but yeah, that is a great scene.
I will probably be gonna ruin this for me.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, it just sticks out like a sore thumb when you notice it.
All right, man. What is your number two and does it make you cry?
This is the only one on the list from the wall.
Ooh,
It does not make me cry, but it is excellent. Very, very excellent. And that is,
Rufus.
and nope, it is
Oh,
the history report. The
always.
final report from Bill and Ted's Excellent
Always
Adventure.
gonna be that.
It's always going to be that report. Socrates loves baseball.
So
Napoleon wants to open his own water park. Billy the Kid shoots the light.
mm-hmm.
Four score
Joan
and
of Arc.
yep, four score in 7 minutes. Like there's so many good lines. There's so many memorable moments from that, and it brings everything from the movie together and shows what they're, you know, even though they were out there dicking around in history,
Yeah.
it all comes together and knowing what you know from the movie and knowing that they were able to go back and put his dad's keys behind a sign. That way they were able to go back and unlock them or get the keys to unlock themselves and all this stuff. Knowing that they had more time to actually think up what they were going to do for this report and create this extravagant final report with all the lights and each person and it's great because it makes you like I've always thought the first couple times I watched Bill and Ted I missed the keys thing. Like,
Hmm.
well, why were the keys there? Well, it's because Ted and Bill went back and put the keys next to the sign, which means that they had all these opportunities to go back and create whatever they needed to make them get an A on their final report. And that final scene is what they did to prep themselves. So it just brings the whole movie to a nice little bow tie on the top. So and it's one of the greatest movies ever created. So if you've never seen it, you definitely need to watch it. Colton, agree or disagree?
It's a good movie. It's a fun movie.
Colton likes Rockstar more. It's even got Jennifer Aniston in
I mean,
it.
on your wall though. Number one is A Knight's Tale, man. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
100%. Yeah, well, not for
100%.
me, but
I
it's a
know.
great
I
movie.
know.
That's
And
why
then
it's on there.
I would probably go with number two for your wall. And this is your wall.
Mhm.
I would probably go Back to the Future.
Okay.
And then I would probably hit up Rockstar. So
And you never seen The Invisible, I'm sure. So
I've never seen The Invisible, no. And then I'd probably do Bill and Ted. And then I'd probably follow it up with Airheads as number five. But that's your top 10.
yeah. Yep.
That's my top five. That's your top
Let's
10.
rate each other's top 10 movies. I don't remember all yours, so
That's okay.
honorable mentions.
Oh man. I've got the Matrix Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
The Neo versus Agent Smith. That fight scene at the very end for the Battle of the Matrix. Um, just a great. I love how I've seen a bunch of videos on how they shot that final scene.
Yeah.
So I thought, I love the rain. I just love everything about it. I think it's a great fight scene. I've also got Ocean's 11, the new one with George Clooney and Brad Pitt in them,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the final heist. I love a good heist movie, And I love it when they show all the little things that go into making the big thing happen. And it was all a con at the end, you know. They did all these little things just for them to come in through the side door. And, you know, I just love that. I think that's
Yeah.
great. Um, Last one is Field of Dreams when Kevin Costner's playing catch with his dad. James Earl Jones walks into the cornfield and disappears, and so emotional that scene to me, you know, just what it means to be able to play catch with your dad, and just, man, hits you. Really, really good scene. Really, really emotional scene for me. And that's
Yeah.
all I got, man. What about you? What's your honorable mentions?
I do have bullet time from the Matrix, the slow-mo
Mm,
scene with Neo doing his I don't know, back, whatever you would call that.
the Neo. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing the Neo. He's doing the Neo. I do have the Anakin Obi-Wan fight scene from Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, that's
Very great
fantastic.
scene. I have the end scene from It's a Wonderful Life.
Mm,
It's one of those that you fight through this movie of watching somebody be in agony and just living the worst life, and then getting to see what his worst life actually was, and then he comes back and fixes, or it doesn't really get to fix everything, but the whole town comes in to help him. It's a great ending to a great movie. The first test scene from Back to the Future where they send Einstein into
mm,
the future and bring him back. I always love that. I told you a lot of these are on the wall. The chopstick scene from Big in Macy's, just a
okay.
good one. Um, the booth scene from Rockstar where he sings "We Are and We All Die
We
Young."
all die young. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
The
phenomenal.
audition tape.
Yes, and then Johnny Be Good from Back to the Future.
Mm,
One of the first songs I ever performed live in front of people, and one of those that the only reason I really wanted to learn how to play the song was because of Back to the Future. So
nice.
and so yeah, there you go. That's my big list of honorable mentions.
Nice.
Okay, here we go. Number one.
What do you think it is? You got any guesses?
Um, I don't. No, I don't. I
Fair
would think
enough.
something from the Cornetto trilogy, possibly. I don't know. I feel like it's probably from a comedy, but
Man,
you might surprise me.
it's from Star Wars,
Oh,
Episode 1.
is it Duel of Fates?
It's Duel of Fates, man. I I absolutely love that whole scene. Everything about that is just phenomenal. It sets up so much foundation and background for Anakin and for Obi-Wan's journeys that are getting ready to go through. I mean, Duel of Fates, the name of the song that they are playing, that is played, is just, they are literally battling over the fate of, I think it's over the fate of the Jedi. A lot of people would say Anakin. Um, that's what makes that scene so great, is that there's so many ways to interpret it.
Hmm.
And, you know, it's fantastic, a fantastic scene, and it's all set up by the music. Um, Unlike you, Gunner, I do love the saber fights. I love it when it is Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul.
We used to the move that Maul used on Qui-Gon to kill him, where he hits the hilt of his lightsaber in the air and does a spin. We used to
Mm-hmm.
reenact that all the time.
I mean, come on,
Yeah,
come on. I mean,
he
it's
punches him
just,
too. I think.
say what?
Does he punch him too, or does he hit him with the hilt of his lightsaber in the face? Hits it up, hits him in
I
the
think he
face.
hits
Yeah, yeah,
I think it's all with the hilt.
yeah. Sorry.
Anywho, but no, I mean, it's just a fantastic scene. I love that scene. I love when they walk into the air hangar, the music starts at, and then you've got uh Queen Amidala going up to the top floor. You've got Anakin who gets in a plane and
The
goes into
Starfighter, dude.
space.
That's one of my
Yeah.
favorite ships.
Oh yeah, the Naboo fighter.
Yeah.
Very, very underrated. Um
Thanks,
Next
Mando.
to, I really, really enjoy episode 3, The Jedi. spacecrafts.
Oh yeah, the little ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love that
same.
one. Probably because of Battlefront 2.
Yep.
Um, uh, but yeah, it just that music just plays and it drives the scenes, and it's so well done. I can't talk about it enough, but definitely Duel of Fates #1, hands down for me. What about you, brother? What's your #1?
My number one. This movie has some of the best scenes, best endings to characters that we'd love for, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 years. And you mentioned one, and Tony Stark's death would definitely be one. But my number one is just after on your left. It's Avengers Assemble.
Nice.
Just that in that literally right after that line is when I that cut happens that I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But everything building up from the sling rings to Avengers Assemble, and it's such a short moment
Oh,
of the movie.
yes.
Actually, I would almost say from the Mjolnir pickup to that
Mm-hmm.
moment is a great sequence, but just that scene alone of seeing everybody piled up behind Cap and he finally gets to say Avengers Assemble. That moment in itself was probably another one of those that if you weren't in the crowd of a movie theater when that happened, you probably
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have that same experience of having that like hit, you know. But anytime I watch this movie, you get that feeling again because it brings back the experience of being in the theater.
Yeah.
And oh my God, even just thinking about like I put my number one on here before I put any of the others because it was the first scene I thought of that was like, what is the most memorable scene I've ever been a part of
Mm-hmm.
or watched?
Oh yeah.
This one, first one that came to my mind. So somehow you and I both managed to have two repeats in our list. So that's
Oh
fun.
my gosh. That is great.
Yeah, there you go.
Good list, brother. Good list.
Yeah, you too. You
Hey,
too.
anybody out there who's listening to the podcast, let us know at thecallguyspodcast at gmail.com. Some of your favorite all-time movie scenes.
Yes. I mean, there's thousands more that would be on a list, you know, and
Oh yeah.
like it's in the moment you start thinking is the moment that you can't think of one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like going through and thinking and looking at my movie collection and thinking like what scenes from these movies did I love? Did I love? Did I love? And came back down to The Wall and two of the greatest moments in film history. So yeah.
I would agree.
Oh yeah, brother. All right. You got anything else?
Not really, man.
It's good to be back. Good to be here. Hope everybody that's listening is enjoying the podcast. I know we're enjoying doing it. So if
Oh
you're
yeah.
out there listening, you enjoy listening to us, you gotta send us an email. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. So everybody, thank you for listening to the Call Guys podcast. You can find us wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, anywhere you get your podcast. You can also watch us on YouTube every Monday when we release on all your favorite podcast sites. Please like, subscribe, click that bell for notifications for when we post every Monday. You can also find us on all your favorite social medias, Facebook at facebook.com/thecallguyspod, Instagram at thecallguys, and TikTok at thecallguyspodcast. And you can always go check out goldenmojoent.com where you can find the merch store for the Call Guys, for any of the other podcasts under the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network podcast. You can get a sweet Call Guys hat. This is the new hat. Embroidered. Beautiful hat.
Mm.
I needed a new one. My white one was getting to be
And
non-wearable, unwearable. Just, yeah, it either needs to go in the trash or be put in a glass case somewhere and never worn again. But So yeah, go check out our merch store. Get yourself a Call Guys sweatshirt or t-shirt or hat, and send us a picture of what you get and let us know that you got something. We'd love to post it on social media and let people know that we have fans out there wanting to wear our gear. But yeah, make sure while you're there, you're checking out all the other podcasts. And also make sure you go check out Perfectly Picked Games at perfectlypickedgames.com. Use code Golden Mojo at checkout for 20% off your subscription. Holiday season's coming up, everybody. You can get a subscription for somebody you love that loves board games.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's all I got.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, brother.
Love you, brother.
Love you, brother. All right. For all those out there in podcast land, see you next time.
Later.
Bye.
See ya. Hasta la vista, baby.
It never worked for me.
It never works for you, brother. It never works. When did we get ice cream?
When did we get ice cream? Jeffy wants the ribs.
The Call Guy.